Welcome to class 7. Today we will learn chapter 3, Respiration in Animals and Plants. Children, all living organisms require energy for performing various activities and maintaining their life. And we all know that the building block of our body is cell, and cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. So it performs many functions like nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, reproduction, etc. So for doing all these functions, cell require energy. Besides this, when we do work, during walking, writing, reading, speaking, even when we take rest, when we perform all these activities, we require energy. Now the question is, where do we get energy, or where does energy come from? Actually, this energy comes when food breaks down in the cell. At that moment, energy is released. That means breaking down of food takes place in the cell and energy is released. This process is called respiration. Now children, as this process takes place inside the cell, so it is also called cellular respiration. Why respiration is called cellular respiration? Breaking down of food with the help of oxygen takes place in the cell and energy is released. The whole process occurs in the cell, so respiration is called cellular respiration. Clear, children? Now, the steps involved in the respiration are intake of oxygen from the environment, that means we inhale oxygen or oxygenated air from the environment. Then oxidation of food with the help of oxygen taken place. Here food is oxidized. What do you mean by oxidized? This food breaks down into simpler substances and then it releases energy. So breaking down of food takes place with the help of oxygen. Oxygen breaks down this food. Okay, so the process is called oxidation. So here oxidation of food with the help of oxygen takes place. Then energy is released. Carbon dioxide is also released. And then number 4, elimination of carbon dioxide. These are the 4 steps which are involved in respiration. Clear? As we have just described that this respiration is called cellular respiration, as because this respiration takes place in the cell, that means breaking down of food and releasing of energy, it occurs inside the cell, so it is called cellular or internal respiration. And breathing is called external respiration. Okay, now what do you mean by breathing? The process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide is called external respiration. It is also known as breathing. We all know that we inhale oxygenated air, that means the air which is rich in oxygen, and we exhale deoxygenated air, that means the air which is rich in carbon dioxide. So breathing means one complete inhalation and one complete exhalation is equal to breathing. Clear? Breathing is known as external respiration. Now, what happens during respiration? Here, the chemical breakdown of glucose takes place inside the cell. Energy is released and carbon dioxide is produced. Okay. So, here if you observe this equation, glucose in presence of oxygen inside the cell, in presence of oxygen it breaks down into carbon dioxide, water, and energy is released. This is the chemical equation of aerobic respiration. I will describe it. What do you mean by aerobic respiration? But this is the chemical equation of respiration which takes place in the cell normally. Glucose in presence of oxygen breaks down to form carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Now, look children here, energy is released. This energy is utilized to do the all types of work, metabolic activities and our daily work. This energy is used. And this chemical breakdown of glucose, it takes place where? It takes place inside the cell. So respiration is called cellular respiration as it takes place inside the cell. Types of respiration. There are two types of respiration. Number 1, aerobic respiration, and number 2, anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration which occurs in presence of air, that means oxygen. Okay, aerobic respiration means the respiration which occurs or takes place in presence of oxygen, that means air, and anaerobic respiration means the respiration which occurs in absence of air. The respiration which occurs in absence of air, it is called anaerobic respiration. Now, we can also say that breaking down of food or glucose in presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration, and the end products are carbon dioxide, water, and energy is released. Clear children? Aerobic respiration, breaking down of food in presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. The end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide, water, and if we say considerable amount of energy is released. It is better to say considerable amount of energy is released as because food, that means glucose, breaks down in presence of oxygen. So as food, that means glucose, breaks down in presence of oxygen, that means complete breaking down of food takes place. Food breaks down completely. Try to understand. As aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen, that means what? Food is completely breaking down and considerable amount of energy is released in case of aerobic respiration. And the organisms which perform aerobic respiration, they are called aerobie. Aerobic respiration, they are called aerobie. And here look, aerobes. And they are called aerobes. The organisms which perform aerobic respiration, they are called aerobes. And here the organisms which are aerobes, that means they perform the aerobic respiration, they cannot survive without oxygen. Clear? Now, anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, here breaking down of food takes place in absence of oxygen. In absence of oxygen. It occurs in yeast and in our muscle cells when we do heavy exercise or if we do any hard work. At that moment, if we used already energy is used, then our muscle cell starts anaerobic respiration. Okay. Now clear the definition of anaerobic respiration. The respiration which occurs in absence of oxygen. Now children, look here. In absence of oxygen, breaking down of food takes place. So naturally, partial breaking down of food takes place in this respiration. As in absence of oxygen, glucose breaks down. So here glucose is not completely broken down. Partially breaking down of food takes place in case of anaerobic respiration, and very less amount of energy is released. Now children, in yeast cell, in yeast, which is an anaerobe, because the organisms which perform anaerobic respiration, they are called anaerobes. Yeast is an anaerobe. Here glucose in absence of oxygen breaks down to form carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy. Alcohol. When anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast, then it produces or gives out carbon dioxide, alcohol and energy. Keep it in mind. And when anaerobic respiration takes place in muscle cells, then the end product is lactic acid. Keep it in mind children. Here glucose in absence of oxygen then breaks down. Naturally, partial breaking down of glucose takes place. It gives lactic acid, less amount of energy. It occurs in our muscle cells when we do any hard work or like physical activity, vigorous physical activity. When we do or when we do any hard work, our muscles need more energy, but already the energy is utilized by the cell at that moment. To fill up the deficiency of energy, our muscle cell starts anaerobic respiration and lactic acid is produced. This lactic acid is deposited in the muscle. As a result, muscle pain occurs. We suffer from muscle pain. This is called muscle cramp. Okay. Now children, look, when we do heavy exercise, then we demand of the demand of energy is high, but the supply of oxygen is limited, due to which anaerobic respiration takes place. That means when demand of energy increases but the supply of oxygen is limited, at that moment anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscles to fulfill the demand of energy. Okay. At that moment, partial breakdown of glucose takes place and it produces lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid causes cramps in our muscles. That means lactic acid is deposited in the muscle cells and we suffer from muscle pain. This is called muscle cramps. Now, how do we get relief from muscle cramp? To get relief from muscle cramps, we either massage with a hot oil or take hot water bath, or if we take a deep breath, if we take sufficient rest, if we drink lots of water, then automatically it improves the circulation of blood and increases the supply of oxygen to the muscle cells. Okay. Now this increased supply of oxygen helps lactic acid to break down into carbon dioxide and water, and ultimately we get relief from muscle cramp. Now breathing. I have already described that one inhalation and one exhalation is equal to breathing. That means it is a mechanical process of taking the fresh air, that means rich in the air which is rich in oxygen, and giving out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. So when we inhale or take oxygenated air or the air rich in oxygen, the process is called inhalation, And when we remove or giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. And this process continues throughout the life of an organisms. Now, what is breathing rate? The number of times a person's breath in a minute. Keep it in mind, in a minute. It is called breathing rate. That means how many times we breathe per minute is the breathing rate, or the number of times a person breathes in a minute. It is termed as breathing rate. You have to keep it in mind, breathing rate. That means it is when we are in, it is normal time, when we are good health or sound health at that moment. But if we do any hard work at that moment, breathing rate get increased. Or when we suffer from fever or suffer from diseases, breathing rate may be increased. Or if we feel weak, then breathing rate get decreased. Okay. Now children, look at this diagram. During breathing, when we inhale, if we keep our hand on our chest, then we can easily understand that during inhalation, our rib cage moves outwards, move upwards. Okay, upwards. Our rib cage moves upward during inhalation, and this is diaphragm. Diaphragm moves downwards during inhalation. Okay, breathing in, that means inhalation. So during inhalation, rib moves up and diaphragm moves down. Due to this movement, volume of chest cavity increases. That means air pressure in the lungs decreases as volume of the chest cavity increases. So air pressure in the lungs decreases. So air from the atmosphere having higher pressure rushes into the lungs through the nostrils. Through the nostrils, air enters through the nostrils and the lungs get filled with air. Okay. Now, this reverse condition takes place when we breathing out. That means exhalation. During exhalation, ribs moves downwards. That means inward. The ribs, these are ribs. Ribs move downwards and inwards, while diaphragm move up to its former position. Diaphragm moves up to its former position. This reduces the size of the chest cavity. And also of the lungs. Due to this, the air pressure inside the lungs increases and the air from the lungs is pushed out. Air inside the lungs is pushed out. Okay, so and the carbon dioxide air removes from the nostrils. This process is the exhalation. This process is called exhalation. Clear? So, children, today up to this much. In next video, part 2, you will learn the human respiratory system and respiration in other animals and plants. Thank you for watching.